It is the purpose of my visit at the headquarters of the United Nations to report to the Security Council members regarding the situation in Somalia, so that I have addressed issue of reconciliation, security, humanitarian supply, and good governance in Somalia. There are four crucial factors for the Somali people. I am very much optimistic that the National Reconciliation Congress will achieve positive results, leading it to lasting peace and stability in Somalia. We have full support of the Security Council of the United Nations and the international community at large. Yes, African Union peacekeeping forces were resolved to be deployed in Somalia. So far, only Uganda contingent was deployed, and other countries who pledged to offer forces for AMISOM or African Union mission for Somalia faced logistical and financial problems in order to deploy their forces to Somalia. But now I see dedication and a commitment of the United Nations Security Council to put forward that activity.
Prime Minister, what's your reaction, sir, to charges that the Somali government so far has failed to provide any security or stability inside Somalia, and that basically the situation is getting worse and worse?
These are mostly allegations and propaganda against the Transitional Federal Government of Somalia and the interest of the Somali nation. There is a sort of stability based on the will of the people in Somalia. The Transitional Federal Government is doing its best level with no or limited resources from the international community. But we are committed to sacrifice ourselves for the sake of Somalia.
Can you just brief us roughly about your contacts with other tribes and other factions? How successful have you been in this respect?
There are no factions in Somalia. There are transitional federal institutions under the Somali people. We are in touch. We are intensively negotiating with those opponents who have concerns regarding the political reconciliation process. We have completed that vast negotiation, and everybody now is on board for the Reconciliation Congress.
When is the reconciliation meeting, Mr. Prime Minister? When is the reconciliation meeting? You tried 3 times to hold it and it was never held.
It was postponed, not because of the Somali side, but because of lack of resources from the international community. But actually now there is a commitment, and there are funds available for the Congress by the donors, and it will start in due course in 15 July.
Mr. Prime Minister, could you tell us, first of all, what are your expectations from the National Reconciliation Conference? And secondly, the British ambassador told us this morning that he told you that the most important thing was that the Somalis themselves had to try to restore peace before the United Nations could send in a peacekeeping, any kind of a peacekeeping operation. There had to be some kind of peace to keep. What are your expectations on a timetable for that? When do you see that this might happen?
First of all, my expectation with respect to the National Reconciliation Congress is optimistic. In the first phase of the social reconciliation, the expected outcome is Somali communities, Somali people, clans or sub-clans, to reconcile among them forget about the past atrocities and animosities. When they agree among them, they can proceed toward a political reconciliation process, which is spelled out and very clear within the framework of the Transitional Federal Charter. Coming to the United Nations peacekeeping forces, the Somali people has all the rights, as any other nation in the world, to be supported. The international community is behind us. But the era of wait and see is over. We need concrete actions, on one hand for the political reconciliation process, and on the other hand, pacification and stabilization of Somalia